Ignore that. I'm just stretching. I've just been training this morning, so a little bit stiff, but we're gonna get this in before I go for my second round of training at 3. So today, what are we doing today? We are doing, no, not One Piece, we're doing Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 8. Again, I think I made it pretty clear in my last reaction to these. It's not that I'm not enjoying what's going on right now. I am enjoying it, and I'm liking the way the story's going. It's just not really what I was expecting from this season. At least to this point. Because I said last time that Vinland Saga is a bit of a slow burn, and it slowly builds up as the season progresses. But thinking about it now, not really. We had Thor's dying, I think, in the third, fourth episode, maybe, of Vinland Saga. And we are 8 episodes in now, and we've pretty much, other than the one scene with Thorfinn getting cut up by one of the people that works on the farm, we've had no action, really. Not really much going on there. So, as I'm saying, it's not that I'm not enjoying it. It's just, if this was a show that was not called Vinland Saga, I'd be really enjoying it. It'd be fine. I'd have zero issues. But I'm watching Vinland Saga. I'm expecting some action. I can't just have episode after episode of dialogue, more dialogue, more dialogue, dialogue. I feel like so far what's happened in this could have been done in the first 4 episodes, and it would have had the exact same result. You wouldn't have lost anything on the story development. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll realise that as this season goes on. But I don't know, man. I'm not enjoying this season as much as I did last season. And I think part of it is because I've heard so many people hype up this season. Not necessarily the season itself, because I'm watching it as it comes out. But the arc that this season is based on in the manga, saying it's really good, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. So I was expecting kind of a really good story development for our first couple of episodes, and then that continuing on with more amped up, more kind of a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, a bit more, just a little bit more overall as the season progresses. I'm just going to change one thing with the camera because I'm not loving it. Yeah, I prefer that. Again, I want to make it very clear. It is not that I'm not enjoying it. I am enjoying it. It's just I expected something different from Vinland Saga, and maybe that's on me. Maybe that's entirely on me. I shouldn't have been having certain expectations of what the show was going to be. I should have just came into the show dead straight, no expectations, and just enjoyed it for what it was. So maybe that is on me. But at the same time, I do have to admit, I believe Vinland Saga is your typical kind of, well, not typical, but it's a shonen. It's an action based show. And I feel like they do it so well. I think, you know what, I think part of it is because I enjoyed the action scenes so much in the first season. It's not like many other animes where it's super chaotic battles. It's so slick. You can see all the movements going on. I myself, I train Muay Thai. I'm living in Thailand right now training Muay Thai. So watching certain moves, trips, sweeps, different kind of the action and the fights in Vinland Saga are they're so good to watch. It's just pure enjoyment when I'm watching them. And I think I enjoy them so much, I'm just missing it from this season. It's not that it's a bad season. It's not that we've had any bad episodes, any slow episodes. Nothing like that. It's purely just that I'm missing that little bit of extra excitement. I'm an adrenaline junkie, I have to admit it. When things start getting a little crazy, I love it. It's one of the reasons why I love this show so much, because they do it so well. They know when to do it so well, and their storytelling is just as good as that action. So it's a beautiful little balance. So I just wanted to say that because I feel like in the last episode or two, felt like I started to kind of shit on it a little bit, and I didn't want it to come across like that. Didn't want it to come across that I wasn't having fun with the show. I am. It's just a little few things here or there I'm missing, I think could be tweaked. But as I've said, maybe I'm just clueless, and this is all going to be a big payoff and a big worth it when we start to see those kind of scenes. So, with that said, let's get into this episode. Vinland Saga, Season 2, Episode 8. Let's have a bit of fun with it. Let's have a bit of fun. So, let's get it going. 3, 2, 1. And here we are. I am going to get a bit of a drink first, because I forgot. Some orange juice. Okay, I'm back. What are we starting with here? This is Thorfinn in quite a dark looking scene. This is in one of Thorfinn's dreams. I'm sure he's having like flashbacks to thinking that he was... No, he wasn't actually part of this, was it? Surely no. This has to be like a dream. I think Thorfinn's having flashbacks to his old self, which I don't think he enjoyed. I don't think he enjoyed it at the time. I think it was more like a being forced to kind of like be a part of your surroundings. Wow, this looks cool. I like that. We've not really seen that much of Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is a pretty like, you know, normal kind of show, if you know what I mean when I'm saying that. Like, not normal, but like you don't see loads of crazy stuff happening. It's kind of like you see like no like I'm trying to think of like I don't want to say unrealistic, but like unrealistic stuff. Like he's in a dream world, the floor's falling out beneath him. Like we don't really see much of that in Vinland Saga. I don't think it's a pretty clear-cut real world. That's what I'm looking for. Like real world anime, like stuff that happened in real life. Damn. This is a really good representation of what Thorfinn is going through in his mind. Wow, that was really good. I like that a lot. Because, I mean, with him being like all sad and depressed, you get that vibe, and it's like, okay, I get it. But when you're seeing what's behind the reasoning for that, and that he's still going through so much pain, that's a really good visual representation of the kind of pain he's feeling. Dreaming of falling down a cliff. I wonder what his feelings are towards Asgard now. Because obviously, at the time, like, we've got the intro, perfect. Okay, so I'll talk about this whilst the intro's going on. So, obviously, at the start of at the first season, hatred. There's nothing more than hatred. When he was on that boat, being dragged along by their boat straight after Thor's had died, pure, unadulterated, just hatred. Like, you could see it in his eyes. They did a beautiful job with the animation of it. And I mean, as that season developed, the main point of it was the relationship between Askeladd and Thorfinn and how it was developing. It was almost like Askeladd was using him, but he wasn't really using him. I think that was kind of just like the way Askeladd liked to make it seem to his crew. What it seemed to me more like was, I know this might be a bit of a stretch, maybe it was not like this, but Askeladd very clearly respected Thor's. He was doing a job, but I'm sure if he wasn't being paid, he wouldn't have killed Thor's. Just straight up. Like, no matter what, I don't think he would have if he wasn't being, like, paid to do it, if it wasn't a job. So that's one thing. Another thing is, I think because of that, is he had this kind of, not necessarily indebted to Thorfinn, but he felt like he had to, not necessarily lead him down a path, but he felt just a feeling of needing to, like, guide Thorfinn down this path, if you know what I mean, or down a path, and like teach him certain things, which he did. But yeah, obviously towards the end of the season, it was less of a hate and more of a goal. He wasn't something that he hated. He was just something he had to achieve. He had to beat him. And that was his goal. And it was no longer about getting revenge. It was more about getting the honor back for his dad. And then that almost developed into a kind of And like, I hate to say it because it sounds disrespectful to Thor's, being the fact that Askeladd is the one that killed him in such a like underhanded way. But in the end, it was like almost like another father figure. Like, it sounds weird to say because obviously the dynamic between them, but that's really what it was. And I wonder now, him being a much more peaceful human, being a much more peaceful being in general, if he sees Askeladd now as more of a just a straight up like mentor, father figure ish. I don't imagine he'd ever think that himself, but I mean, he's thinking about him and mentioning him in dreams with Thor and Askeladd. You know, it's a very interesting relationship, I have to admit. Why is this guy annoyed about the fact that they're getting progress? I am confused like that. But look, yeah, but I'm sure you're earning something from your farm work. They're doing it for free to earn their freedom. There's still a difference there. These guys acting like they're doing the same thing. Treated the same as retainers. Yeah, but they're not though. You could just leave if you wanted to. They can't do that. You're in charge of them. They're not in charge of you, nor are they on the same level as you. Like, you're at a higher standing than they are. I don't get why this guy's so pissed. I'm surprised he's talking about this with Aina, to be brutally honest. $11 years. Jesus. Hated. Wanted. Not I hate him, I want to kill him. It's all past tense. I'm getting like goosebumps of just him talking about it. I suppose that could be a reason why he didn't go back home. Because he felt like he'd wasted years, and like in that time he could have been with his family, and by not being with them he feels like he doesn't deserve to go back to them because he hasn't been out with them for them 10, 11 years. Instead he's just been off trying to get something that he failed to get. Yeah, if he's dreaming about it, he's clearly not over it in one way or another. But I suppose if that's the only thing fueling you for like a decade, and all of a sudden it's gone, yeah, I survived on hatred alone. Yeah, after that's gone, there's no doubt you have an empty feeling. I like the in our Thorfinn dynamic, two polar opposite peoples, like truly, who've somehow like met each other in like a very similar like middle ground. I like this old guy. Vinland Saga really is a beautiful anime. The settings are really they're a particular vibe. Yeah, I really like this old guy. This guy seems like your typical wise old man character. Been through it, learned from his own mistakes, and now can help others. I like that. Again, this is what I mean. There's just like they're very small, short scenes, but they're I don't know. It just gives you a certain feeling. It's very true. He doesn't look like remotely the same as what he used to. I still don't know if they did meet. But this is another thing that I don't get. They say things are gonna, like, you can change, you don't have to be a warrior anymore. But I don't see this season going down we're seeing Askeladd. I don't see this season going down a path which is just completely peaceful. We don't ever catch up with Canute, we don't get involved in the war anymore. We're just down this nice peaceful path of Thorfinn trying to become a better farmer. Like, I don't see this going that way. It's just, I think Vinland Saga is not like that. I don't see that happening. Oh no, what's happening? Please tell me that dickhead didn't destroy all their crops for no reason. What is this guy doing, you strange, weird little man? What the fuck? So pointless. Just, ugh. I was worried for a second. I was about to get like really caught up on my words, and we were about to see some like seriously bad stuff. This, I'm kind of okay with this. The guy's a weirdo for doing it. We know exactly who it was. It's one of the retainers that was just stressing about it for no reason because brother clearly has not enough stuff to be bothered about. So that was just weird. But I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's like they've come from different sides and they're heading in different directions. Thorfinn started as a warrior and seems to be heading towards a peaceful path. Wow, Einar's really pissed about this. I think this isn't necessarily what he's annoyed about. I think he is. But I think this has kind of set off the feeling of him not being able to do anything to stop people like being like bad to him. And it's strange. It's strange seeing them kind of like meet in the middle, and now they're almost starting to like cross each other and go in different directions. Very interesting. Yeah, but the kind of stuff that has made Thorfinn angry in the past pales in comparison to this. Not even remotely close to this. This is upsetting, but I don't see this being able to bring out the emotions of, like, the other things have with Thorfinn. Yeah, it's really, they've come from different paths, so they're really polar opposites on opposite paths leading parallel to each other almost. This is a very cool. I need to shut up about complaining about this show because the story is beautiful. There's definitely far more hidden messages and like meanings to this kind of thing that I'm just oblivious to. I like this guy. This guy seems like a very diplomatic, I think is the word I'm looking for. Ah, he was a slave. I like that. I like that. So he's clearly a slave who freed himself and is now kind of like an impartial judge almost to this kind of like the stuff that goes on the farm. I like that. I like his character a lot. He's very interesting. I wonder if he's gonna be a larger player later on. I'm just interested to see how Einar reacts if he sees one of them, if one of them tries to say something. And if he does he end up fighting them? Because he's clearly not a good enough fighter. And then, if that's the case, does Thorfinn help him? There's so many different ways this could go. Mm. I'm starting to see where I think this is going, and I'm starting to think that Thorfinn is going on this path to peace, but Einar's on the path the other direction and just seems to be getting beaten down more and more, and seems to be losing hope. Hmm. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. They're gonna went into the retainers. Yeah. Let's go the other way. Come down my path. Don't go down there, Einar. This is exactly what I was seeing happening, and although I don't love to see it because I don't see it ending well, this is yeesh, 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 yeesh. Don't hit him. Don't hit him. Don't hit him. Don't hit him. He's gonna do something. Einar's a big guy though. Like Einar's not like some scrawny dude. He gets taught a few things by Thorfinn. Dude's an animal. He's got a very cool look as well. I like it, like kind of like reddish brown hair. It's got a very, I don't know, like dominating aura to it. Like very dark. I imagine this guy might be a better fighter than Einar. Maybe not. Thorfinn? Oh shit! Oh shit! With the with the quickness, with the quickness. Oh shit! Okay, okay. Ooh, I've never seen him this mad. Not this season. Not this season. Not even remotely close. Ooh, calm down, calm down. Don't kill them all, please. Oh, my eyes started fucking watering. I love that book. His front teeth are gone. Ay, ay, ay. What a punch. Mm. These two are gonna be it. I don't know who kicked that. Aye. Hmm. Mm. This is a very trauma heavy season. It massively revolves around trauma for me, in my opinion, from both sides, all angles. I'm just worried Thorfinn's going to slip back into old ways. I was hoping this season would be about him going from an aggressive warrior to a true warrior, what his father was. But instead, I don't know if that's going to happen. I wonder if this like cliff that he falls down is kind of a representation of that. Right at the bottom is, whatever he deems to be like the worst thing. What a great episode. That one I really enjoyed. Like, even that slight bit of action in there, and I mean tiny, that was like the last 2 minutes worth of action, not necessarily made it all worth it, because the episode itself was great. Ignoring the action was great. But I don't know, when it's with it just levels it up to that next level. Like, with just... Okay, just real quick, because I just noticed at the end of that my camera had cut out, so I had to check where it got up to. So, what I was in the middle of saying was, the story itself gives the episodes, at least, like, in my opinion, a 7 out of 5, an 8 out of 5. Good episodes. Nothing to knock at, nothing to look down at. Good episodes in general. Straight up, click up. But what I was saying was, when you get these little bits of action added in, as I said, even just at the end, like 1-2 minutes worth at most, and bits of action in those 1 and 2 minutes, not just pure, I mean, wow, it really makes the episodes something else. For me, at least. Maybe that's not the same for everyone. Maybe some people prefer these episodes being more entirely story-driven, action being more of a taking a backseat role, especially in the season so far. Maybe people are enjoying that more. Personally, it's just not a big thing. I don't love that. I prefer having the action amplify the story. It add more, giving you a bit of that anxiety kind of a feel to it, kind of making it a little bit more of a stressful situation, like a, oh shit, what's going to happen here kind of situation. Like that kind of a vibe. Maybe that's just me. Maybe other people agree with me. Let me know down in the comments. But I mean, other than that, great episode. Like, as I was saying, 7.5 with the story, 8 with the story, 9 with the action included. Really cool story, a little bit different to what we've seen before in this episode. Bit of a kind of more of like a in the mind kind of stuff, seeing a few of Thorfinn's dreams and stuff in there. Very interesting, very interesting. And I have to admit, as I said, I'm sure you guys, if you'd watched the intro before the highlights started, which you don't have to, of course, I have to admit, when I watch reactors, sometimes I skip their intro and just get straight into the episode. It's, of course, understandable, but I have to admit, man, it's good. It's good. And I mean, maybe it's just because I got to see a little bit of that action in here again, which I always love in Vinland Saga, and that kind of like pulled me over and was like, give me a bit of a round the back of the head saying, shut up, just watch the show. And hey man, I get it, I'm sorry. I will shut up and just watch the show, because damn, that's good. There's so many points to that episode that I love. I love the bit of action they gave you at the end. I love the kind of paths that Thorfinn and Einar are on, and how they're in complete opposites. At least that's what I think. Maybe there's, if I went more deep into it, I could see similarities between them. But in my mind, I'm seeing it as like an individual linear path, a single path, and they've started at either end, and they've met in the middle now at the start of the season, and now they're almost crossing paths and going in opposite directions towards each other's beginnings, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy the kind of like the way they're delving into like the trauma of Thorfinn. I'm sure we've got to see a bit of Einar's at the start, but I'm sure we'll see more of it. But we're going deep into Einar's at the moment, in my opinion. I mean, not Einar, sorry, Thorfinn's. We're going really deep into that, and we're getting a proper in-depth look at the way he's feeling now, because we didn't get much of that in the first few episodes of the season. He's very emotionless, as he said in this episode, empty, which is understandable. But even when you feel empty, no one's ever really empty, and neither is Thorfinn here. He's not actually empty. He has an empty feeling inside of him because he no longer feels that hatred. But just the way he talks, it may not be like a specific emotion we can label, but it's a depressing kind of talk. Like, it isn't one that is full of like life and energy, and one that is like, well, we do this in the fall, I want to learn about this. It's so I've spent my time doing all of this and I've not learned how to do anything. It's a very sad, depressing kind of self-talk almost. I mean, wow, great episode. Oh shit, it is 2 minutes to 3 and I've got training. Peace, guys.